Good morning. It is August 9th, 2017, 10 o'clock. Both Sean Sikora and Tom Bloom are here. President Ed Hawkins had an operation, but he is here listening to everything that's going on for informational purposes. At this time, I ask that we rise for a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. Thank you. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we're stuck in there. Thank you all for coming. At this time, we will have consents and approvals from the county administrator.
Morning.
Morning.
We have 139 exonerations for $31,513.57. 102 requests for creating statements for $3,701.05. Vouchers for general county 131,286.87. Coal severance 2501.84. 911 292.13. Chestnut Ridge Park 4,521.55. Camp Muffley 1,275.94. Mason-Dixon Park 167.10. Assessor's valuation 3512.91. Purchasing card vouchers general county 21,656.87. Magistrate Court 96.35. Home confinement 7301.93. Chestnut Ridge Park 192.74. Camp Muffley 2406.30. Mason-Dixon Park 493.31. Assessor's valuation $591 for a voucher total of $176,296.84. We have vacancies on the boards and authorities: the West Run Board of Zoning Appeals, Planning Commission, Historic Landmarks Commission, Deckers Creek PSD, Mon County Development Authority, and the Mon County Building Commission. Fiduciary orders for August the 9th, 2017.
Move for approval with discussion.
Second, we'll have
I just want to
discussion.
verify on the one possible duplicate invoice. Did we correct that?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
so-
not duplicate.
Okay, all right, then I'm fine.
Okay, then after discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It passes. Fiduciary orders?
I already said that.
Oh, no, okay, so we have those covered.
Yes.
Okay, and we had, okay. Introduction of new employees and personnel changes. I think we have someone here to speak.
You?
Yes, just you. Only you.
For the record, Perry DeChristopher, the prosecuting attorney for here in Monongalia County. We have hired, with the county commission's approval, a part-time employee under our victim witness assistance program. You may remember we have 2 part-time employees under that umbrella. The director of that is Danielle Kitchen, who is here with me now. Alexis Medley is the part-time person that we are going to hire. She's previously been an intern for a year in our office. She is a student, as you may understand. She has another part-time job, which she is at this very moment and not able to be here, but we intend to hire her from the intern position to the part-time position with the commission's approval.
Okay.
Move for approval.
Second, properly moved in second. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. Is there any other introduction to new employees? Okay. At this time, we will open up for comments from the public. Anyone who wishes to speak, if you please come before us and share your wisdom. Hi.
Hello.
Come on.
This is the first time I've been to a commission meeting, so.
Okay, we will ask you for your name and
Address.
address, and then you can say what.
My
you
name
like.
is Sean Tu. I'm at 698 Tremont Street here in Monongalia County, just right up Pine View Drive.
Okay, sure.
I wanted to talk about a quick problem that I'm having. I live downstream or downhill, as many people do, from a development agent who doesn't have proper drainage, and I'm watching my backyard quickly become a swamp. And what I'd like is to lobby for rational ordinances to kind of control this type of behavior, just so that drainage doesn't get to the foundation of my house, I can slowly see this thing creeping up. I know that I talked to Mr. Haskins before, and he had mentioned that there's a set of ordinances that have been kind of tabled for a while that kind of deal with this problem. And the city of Morgantown actually has ordinances that kind of deal with this problem. And I'd just like for the commission to kind of reconsider these ordinances that have been, I guess, tabled for a while.
And just to clarify, I'm sorry, you said your name was?
Sean Tu,
Tu?
T-U,
And you, where do you live?
698 Tremont Street.
Okay.
That's right.
And obviously, that is not in Morgantown, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. It's close
So
to
it's a
Morgantown, but it's technically in the county.
Okay. And I think, I believe you're referring to Commissioner Hawkins?
Yes.
Okay. And that was before my time. There was a resolution sent up from the Planning Commission. It has not been brought before this body yet. But your request is duly noted, and I will look into that.
Great. Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you very much, Sean. Is there anyone else here to speak? Good morning.
Hi, my name is Jessica Cross, and I just want to introduce myself. I'm the new field representative for Senator Shelley Moore Capito. So I represent 15 counties here in the northern part of the state, and my office is here in Morgantown. So I just want to introduce myself to you guys, and if there's anything that you need from the senator, don't hesitate to let us know.
Well, thank you very much. And do you have cards? Or?
Yeah, do you have
I
a
do,
business card?
yes, I can
Yes,
get
that would be fantastic. Well, I think, do we have anything? And we appreciate you here. We look forward to her input. We cannot do things without both senators.
If you want to leave one for Commissioner Hawkins also.
Could you give me one extra one, and I'll leave it for him. Thank you. Is there anyone else? I've asked, Jambi, would you come up? I've asked Jambi to come up because, for those of you who realize we had flooding this past week, and
Do you want to close the public session?
well, okay, I'll close the public session. Is there
Any
anyone
other-
else here to speak? Okay, I'll close the public session. Why don't you explain what you did, and then I'd like to recognize our workers at this time.
Well, I believe with Joe Statler had contacted you, and then Bobby, and then we got involved, and they asked us to go out and help in 100, which we know is not a part of Montague County. But because we're all West Virginians, we went out there to give those folks a hand. And as you know, the seriousness of the flood still going on as we speak even today, that our guys actually went out to 100, and then on Wednesday to Wana.
Sorry, go
All
ahead.
right.
Go ahead.
And then went out to Wana and helped some folks in Wana. And these guys went out and just never asked any questions, just was asked to do a job for 2 days, and they went out and did it. And they're here today, and I'd like to recognize them so people can see who they are.
Yeah, I'd like them to come down. It's Andrew Kastner, Trayvon Ward, and Dylan Weber. I'd appreciate to come down because you did what a lot of us couldn't do. Not only did you go to 100, but Joe Statler called me and said that they couldn't have done it without you. You went to another county representing us, and also at the same time, you went over to Wadestown and helped an individual because they were completely out of bins, and
Right.
you took a lot of the material, and I had asked Jambi to come here, and on behalf of the county commissioners and the community, we want to thank you because you were able to do something that we all were able not to do, and we want to thank you, and I wanted to personally make sure that you got recognized. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll let you go back to work, or you can stay around for a little bit. Yeah, okay. Well, he's going to come back, yeah. Okay, Colin Kuhn with grants.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I have 3 requests for reimbursement. The first one is the JDP grant, the Voices 2 program, in the amount of $1,989.37. The next one is another JJDP grant. It's the DMC in the amount of $7,938.22. And the third one is the VOCA grant in the amount of $4,247.77.
Move for approval?
Second, been properly moved in second. I'll sign on behalf of the president. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, you already did. Okay. Our next item is Anthony Giambroni, Morgantown County Abandoned and Dilapidated Property Enforcement. Come on back down.
Thank you. I have 3 complaints today for your, to recommend to you to move to complaint stage. We have a complete history, complete photo documentation, and it's the Galuski property on Canyon School Road. It's the Cast Iron property on Tyrone Road, and the Haslew property on Lenore Drive off Little Indian Creek. And we have a complete history on it, we have complete photo documentation on it, and we're just looking for you to, we're recommending you to move to a complaint stage on the process.
Okay, do I have a motion to move to complaint stage?
Motion with discussion.
Second, discussion.
Can you give me a little bit of background on this? This is what stage of the process?
This is the second stage. We've already been through the NOV stage, notice of violation. This dates back to 2015 on some of this, in and out of compliance on basically all of them. And we had the pictures and everything, you know, to show you what's going on with these problems.
No, I trust your committee has done, that was more for the public's notice to,
Yes.
give them an education on where this is. So I am certainly
Okay.
will approve.
It's been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Jambi, while I have you up here and we're talking about the Abandoned and Dilapidated Property Committee, has the
Thank you.
new member from the Health Department been participating with your group?
Not yet, he hasn't.
Okay, because he hasn't been available, or?
I'm not sure why he hasn't been here.
Okay.
I think he's been contacted. I know we didn't have a contact point for him, but we do now, so.
Okay. All
I
right,
think
just if you
hopefully
keep,
he'll be here for the next month. And then if not, I'll let you know.
yeah, if you just keep me abreast on how that's going, I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
And thank you again.
All right.
Okay, we now have requests for proposals for Montague County Fleet Financing and Management Services. I get the big box? Okay. Holy smokes.
Tom, we just need to verify, we've got separate
Okay.
rate cost proposals.
Okay.
And
Technical.
Those are just duplicate copies, Tom.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, technical here. And the cost for it, yes. Okay, you want in there? Oh, wait, yeah.
I hesitate to open this, but I assume that this is the cost.
It says on the front, the very bottom line of the envelope.
Good thing I didn't open up that first.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have 2 vendors that have responded to our RFP, which closed yesterday. This is for, to explore fleet financing and fleet financing and management support services. This is a 2-part procurement. We will do a technical evaluation on their technical proposals, and then once we weight the scores, we will bring that to the next public meeting and open up the sealed cost bids and apply those. And then at that point, we should have an apparent successful offer, and we'll make a motion to go into negotiations.
Okay.
So for the purpose of this, the two entities that had responded was Enterprise Fleet Management
And-
Services.
And Merchants Automotive Group,
Okay.
fleet management. Okay.
So I move to forward these on to the Technical Evaluation Committee.
Second.
And
Okay, it's been properly moved in second for them to review it and then come back to us.
Do we have, I know we have one representative in the crowd. Do we have a representative from, I'm sorry, what was?
Merchants. We have someone here from Enterprise, correct?
Okay, we do have someone here. So just give you a heads up on the process. We will do a technical evaluation based off the RFP criteria. We will probably, depending on the availability of the committee, have that done in short time, within a week. If we get it done before the next meeting, which is next Wednesday, we will open up the cost bids and compare them and add the two together. And at that point, we would entertain a motion to enter into negotiations with his apparent successful offer. Okay? Do you have any questions? Okay, all right.
Okay, it's been properly moved in second to accept the two proposals. All those in favor say aye.
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 I
Okay.
appreciate you coming down for this. It's kind of anticlimactic, though.
Okay. Number 9, correspondence. Do we have any
I
correspondence?
actually don't have any correspondence, actually.
Okay. 10, unfinished business.
None.
Okay. Number 11, new business. To consider for adoption a bond authorizing resolution and order which would authorize the issuance by the county commission of its not more than $6 million aggregate principal amount of the tax increment revenue and refinance bond series 2017A for the purposes of refunding the county commission's outstanding series 2009 property tax increment revenue bonds, project plan for Montague County Redevelopment District Number 2, Morgantown Industrial Park, paying capitalized interest on the series 2000A. Do I have a motion?
Motion with discussion?
Okay, second, feel free.
Do we want to bring the entities
Yes.
up to,
Mr. Ammon, would you? And I'll say Cliff
Okay.
Notes version. Sure.
Yeah,
The
for-
public will understand.
for public consumption?
Yes.
I'd just
Hoping to
like
be
you
able to walk
provide
through
a-
the trust indenture with you all if you have about an hour and a half. Tom Amon with Steptoe and Johnson, and we're the bond counsel representing the county commission for this issue. I've got Jason Turner, who works with me, Glenn Adrian with the developer, Greg Isaacs with Cruz and Associates, who's the structuring agent for the transaction. So basically, and I've got a little bit of a cold, so if I break into a coughing fit, Jason might have to take over for me. Basically, we've got 2009 bonds that are outstanding to finance the Phase 1 of Morgantown Industrial Park. It's been successful thus far. The increment is building, development and projects are occurring in the industrial park. Glenn is now wanting to move forward with Phase 2 of additional public infrastructure improvements. The new bond issue would pay off the existing bonds, provide additional funding for this new, the additional phases of the projects. Hopefully you've got a set of numbers in front of you. I would just go through the sources and uses. It kind of outlines the transaction. And this has been updated slightly from what you have. But basically, the par amount of the bonds would be around $4.9 million. You have existing funds on deposit for the 2009 bonds of about $90,000. So that would be added to what you see there. And then the uses of those monies, the $91,000 from the 9 bonds would be used to pay off those bonds, applied to pay off a portion of those bonds. $1.9 million is the approximate payoff. The project fund will be structured on a drawdown basis, so it won't be funded in its entirety at closing. The developer will have about $1.1 million of initial funding available to them for the projects. That will be funded as costs are incurred. They will be bidding those publicly bidding those projects with the county commission, consistent with what we've done in the past. Open bids. We'll see what the costs are on those bids, and we'll have about $1.1 million in initial funding for that project. As Glenn decides to do, or it's actually En Route Properties, decides to pursue additional projects, they'll have about a 3-year period to do that under the bond structure, to where they can draw the remainder of the 2.9 million, that's an approximate number, for additional projects over the next 3 years. We've got some capitalized interest, we've got the closing costs, and at closing, about 80,000 is going to be drawn for reimbursement of costs already incurred relating to the project. The action that the commission is being asked to consider is a bond authorizing order. It authorizes the issuance of not more than $6 million in tax increment revenue and refunding bonds to pay for the costs that we went over and that sources and uses. It authorizes the undertaking of those TIF projects in the district and the use of the bond proceeds to pay for those costs. Authorizes the refunding of the 2009 bonds, authorizes the president of the commission to execute and deliver the various closing documents, and it's approving the forms of those closing documents. So we've already got those drafted and prepared. It's a trust indenture that covers the terms of the financing, the development agreement, which is the relationship between the county and En Route Properties for how the bonds are to be funded and the projects are to be undertaken. An MOU, construction bidding MOU, and the initial requisitions to fund the $80,000 in reimbursement, project fund requisition, and cost of issuance requisition to pay those closing costs, approximate amount of about $89,500. There will be an additional trustee council fee that will be added to that, so it'll be around $91,000 in total costs. So that is the action that is requested of the commission. This would be the final approval necessary for the bond issue, and at that point, we would just schedule a closing when it's conducive for the president and the clerk, and sign the documentation. So if you all had any questions, I'd be happy. Well, Glenn might want to say, did you want to say anything with respect to the project, or?
I'm just.
If he's
I'll make
available
myself
for-
available If you'd like me to explain exactly what we're doing with these additional refinance of funds in the park.
Have you heard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we need to make a motion to go ahead and authorize them to finalize the documents so that the president can sign them at a future date. It's to set the closing.
Yeah.
It's technically a
Adoption.
motion to adopt the bond authorizing order
Okay.
as presented.
And do we have to make a motion on each of the individual
No.
documents that need? Okay. So I'd go ahead and make a motion to authorize the bond order.
I second it. It's been properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. You might
Thank
want-
you.
You might want to stay up there
Okay,
for the second.
okay.
Okay. B is to consider the approval of an engagement letter for the retention of municipal advisor services by the county commission in connection with the proposed issuance of special district excise tax revenue bonds or other obligations by the county commission with respect to University Town Center Economic Opportunity Development District and the execution and delivery of such letter by the county administrator or other authorized county official. And how? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve with discussion.
Okay, second?
Would you also explain?
That's what, yeah.
So, the Morgantown Industrial Park, separate
Yeah,
district.
it's a separate issue.
Right.
Property tax increment financing district. This is University Town Center. They have both a property TIF and a sales tax or excise TIF. They are pursuing the possibility of issuing additional excise tax bonds with respect to that district at University Town Center. The structure is being worked on, and the projects and the proposal for that. There are various other financing team members that are being put in place. Steptoe & Johnson would be the bond counsel for that project. The developer group, I think Mr. Lynch possibly is here on behalf of the developer group. West Ridge, Inc. We have Key Bank, who would be the placement agent for the proposed issuance, and their counsel, Spillman, Thomas, and Battle. We don't yet have a trustee involved in this proposal yet, but the county, we've had some discussion about the possibility of hiring a municipal advisor that would have a fiduciary duty to the county with respect to the issue, and would look at the transaction solely from the the financial perspective as to what's in the interest of the county commission, and be in a position to counsel the county commission from the financial aspects of the proposed transaction. Various firms have been considered. A proposal has been received from Cruz and Associates to serve in that role as financial advisor. They've submitted a proposed engagement letter for those services, which is before the commission. So the request is a motion to approve the engagement of Cruz and Associates and the execution and delivery of this engagement letter. We've got Rob Steptoe from Cruz and Associates here as representative if you all had any questions with respect to that, or I'm happy to answer any questions as well with respect to the engagement.
No, I'm fine unless the representatives from Cruz had anything that they wanted to add to that. Absent that, I think this is a prudent step to take, and I motion to approve the execution of the engagement letter.
Okay. Second, we did already have, but all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Sure.
And I appreciate the Cliff Notes.
So if you don't mind, I would just leave that, I've got some signatures
Okay.
for that, if that's okay.
Well, we'll be done pretty soon.
Yeah, I'll just leave that with that.
Okay, thank you very much, Tom. We really do appreciate it. Reports from elected officials. Are there any reports from any elected officials? Okay. Seeing none. Reports from county commissioners?
Well, since I was on vacation last week, I don't have too much to report, though I would be remiss if I didn't report. Before I left on vacation, I went to the bi-monthly meeting of the Health Department, the Board of Health, and I continue to be impressed with the way that organization, specifically the dental wing of it, but everybody is moving that organization along. I also had that same day, I had a Development Authority meeting, a MAP meeting, at which time we discussed the hiring of the new Development Authority Director. So I'm excited in seeing the new Development Authority Director get in place and take up the reins for the individual that left a couple months ago. She left technically July 1, but she had some vacation, so she's been gone since June. As I was on vacation, I was distressed about the flooding and stuff back home. I was happy that our staff, Bobby, your people, Jambi's people, really, without asking questions, just jumped in and helped out. Even, obviously, we had a lot of assistance provided outside this county, and it was good to know that the county was in good shape. This week, I have a Development Authority, actually airport runway development red team meeting tomorrow, along with the Development Authority meeting. And as we announced earlier, we have our fleet financing RFP, so I'm looking forward to being able to tear into that and see if that's going to provide an advantage to the county. So that's all I had, Tom.
Okay, thank you. First, I want to wish a quick recuperation for our president, and hopefully he will be back. So I hope you can hear that, and both of us are wanting you to come back. So that all three of us will be back making decisions. And also, I was fortunate, I attended on behalf of the county in Granville, the community effort to deal with the opioid a problem. This is a problem that's not going to go away, and I really want to thank Granville for continually, as I call it, being the umbrella group that is going to help resolve some of these issues and work on trying to resolve these issues. What I'm asking for is on a work session, I would like to ask for $1,000 to be put into this association and group for information, to get out the information materials to the public. One of our suggestions was that when someone has a situation, the policeman will have a little pocket information, or we could give to counselors, or we could give to parents about information that where they can find places to get help. And with that $1,000, and again, it's on the work session, I would also ask that we request the other cities and organizations to do a match to that. So we'll put that on
Do
the,
you want a discussion on the work session?
yeah, work session on that, just so everyone knows, so we follow the correct. With that, do you have anything else? Does anyone have anything else? Move for adjournment?
Move to adjourn?
Second, been properly moved in second. Thank you for coming.